Our next guest is someone who I truly admire. She is the co-founder of Let Grace In. Please welcome Gabby Gouveia. Welcome, Gabby.
Thanks, Jessica.
I'm so happy to see you again.
Yes.
I really admire you and everything that you've done, and we're going to inform our viewers all about that. You're the co-founder of a nonprofit called Let Grace In. Can you tell us exactly what the mission is?
Sure. So Let Grace In is a 501c3 nonprofit. We support families after the death of a child, and we offer programs for them to be in community and to foster their well-being physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
After the death of a child, I've read where that is one of the most highly stressful, painful things that can ever happen in someone's life. And you have a story of why you founded Let Grace In.
Yeah.
Can you share that with us?
Yes, thank you. We love talking about Grayson. So our firstborn son is Grayson, and he was 5 years old when he was diagnosed with aggressive brain cancer. He was just graduating preschool, and we were hit with a bomb. You know, your whole life just stops.
Yeah.
One of the hard things about that is that the world continues to move along around you and your entirety is crumbling.
Yeah.
And so we fought 9 months with him. It was an incurable type of cancer, so we were on experimental protocols. And it's something so deeply, profoundly painful to watch someone you love so much move through something so hard, you know. And Grayson, he was a miracle because he moved through that pain, that adversity, that journey with so much peace and love, that it was truly inspiring to us. And things that he did and said encouraged us to love on in his honor.
Oh.
And as a result of a calling and finding space for healing and restoration, Let Grace In was born.
Speaking of that pain, I want to talk to you about that. What you did is you turned your pain into purpose. And tell us when you first got the idea to start Let Grace In.
Yeah, so Let Grace In was never a plan. I had never imagined, so I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 25 years. I still do nursing today. And I think I've always been called to healing and restoration in some way. But Let Grace In was not a plan. You know, I never imagined that I would be leading this organization or designing programs for families who are grieving a child. And it truly was just a calling. So just showing up for that healing journey and moving towards the next step eventually just led into a calling, a purpose of companioning other families.
The name Let Grace In is named after Grayson. How did you come up with that? I mean, what did it, like in the middle of the night, you said, oh, I'm going to, who did you or your husband? I know your husband is a co-founder as well. Yeah.
Yes, he is. No, neither of us can take credit for that. It's actually a good friend of ours, and he was the chaplain at Kapiolani, Joshua Mwanza, while we were going through cancer. And our kids went to the preschool together next door. So we were in the parking lot talking. And one day we were discussing our nonprofit, our mission, and he's like, Let Grace In. And it has a play on words. So it's like, let grace in. So Let Grace In is allowing that unmerited, perfect love of God into your life. And that's what Grace In really asked us to do. And Let Grace In bring you into community, let you feel this safe, loving environment of other families. So,
Gabby, it's almost as if, you know, you started with the pain, as many of us do as human beings. We lose people we love. It hurts. It's very painful. But it sounds as if you crossed over to this bridge where love conquered the pain. You still have the pain. Explain it a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like we may have an expectation of ourselves in grief to like get over it or be done with it. But truly, I think it's embracing that both can coexist side by side, that there is no grief without love. So acknowledging the pain and sorrow is good because it exists, but it's not all that there is. Love truly is behind it all. And without that love, we wouldn't ever feel that longing and missing. It is something that is really difficult to articulate in words, and experiencing that profound like revelation in your heart is something that has been part of my journey.
Speaking of your journey, we're going to come back in just a moment. We're talking with Gabby Gouveia, the co-founder of Let Grace In, and we're going to hear about her programs, how more. We're also going to learn about how she turned pain into purpose, and we'll be back right after this.